Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Let's take a deep breath. Yeah. Hello, welcome back to Owning My Story with your girl favorite here. So yeah, welcome back to Owning My Story, and it's that day of the long-awaited video. Yeah.
Music
People who can view my WhatsApp status. I remember posting something a few days ago on my WhatsApp status about the kind of change, in me, the kind of change that I experienced in 2022. So I was like, yeah, there will be a time that when I feel ready and ready to share.
Artlist.io.
Yeah, I know it's still emotion. The emotions still keep coming, but yeah, that's part of the healing, and that's part of, yeah. I am one person who wears my emotions on my sleeves, so don't feel bad. Just get used to it. That's how your girl is. She wears her emotions on her sleeves. So yeah. So 2022. I remember last year on my birthday, or around my birthday, I don't know, for some reason I had this fulfillment, that fulfillment and the peace and all that came with my birthday, with my last year 2021's birthday. So I was so peaceful and everything, so driven, so passionate, so my spark was on, everything, so motivated, so encouraged, and so everything, like I was so ready like to take life, in 2021. And then 2022 happened, and all that just came crashing down. And now that I had to leave those emotions, those feelings from the beginning of 2020 up to now, it kind of makes sense to me. And yeah, how it all started.
Artlist.io.
Okay, I sincerely apologize, and I will sincerely apologize even in the future to my other children, because my daughter Asia, Theta Precious, that girl, I know even if I'm going to have 10 or 20 children or 15 children, she'll always be different, she'll always be special, she'll always be there to me, for reasons best known to me. And I'm looking forward for her to be at that age where I'll be having those conversations with her and just pour my heart out to her. Like, I'm looking forward to that time to come for us to have those conversations. She'll always be special. I know. I hope her siblings won't feel a certain way about it. But yeah, we'll cross the bridge when we reach there, as far as that is concerned. So when 2022 came, before I even go there, I know parents can attest to this, and more so mothers can relate to this somehow. When we start having children, our life is no longer about us at all. I can't speak to other people. I can't speak about, okay, I don't know, maybe we could be different, but as for me, since I became a parent, I don't think I've been the best parent in this life, but since I had this encounter people who have been following my story for a long time can know. Since I had this episode in my life in 2020 where I was deemed and considered crazy, my life took a turn. And it took a turn for the better, for the best ever. Because I had this experience, I had this encounter to experience psychotherapy, to experience, let me use the common word that we use to counseling, let me use the word therapy, that just undressed me. That undressed my emotions, and that undressed everything about me, and all those made sense. And my 10 days in the mental hospital, just, oh my goodness, that was the most amazing 10 days ever in my life. And it made me have closure on a lot of the things that a lot of things about my life, from when I was, God knows, as young as what, up to that time, up to 30 years, or like everything just made sense, So that experience kind of hyped I've always been a family person right from a very young girl, and that's a story I'll say for another day. But it validated my feelings, things I've been feeling for all these years, my thoughts, my ideologies, my concept of things in life, my interpretation of life in general. That experience, those 10 days experience in the mental hospital, kind of justified it. And now to add salt to the wound with my Kimbelembele. Now last year I intended to enroll for masters in counseling psychology. Hey guys, God. Where there's human development, where now you're being taught human development, how the human brain is wired, how human development is, and the different stages of how events of life impact on human development and everything. I was in those classes of ticking, evaluating myself. Now in this particular, of course, now I'm not, it helped me in two ways. It helped me in one way to validate my life experience, my upbringing, why I think the way I do, why I think the way I do, why things affect me the way they do, and those things. That was one good side. It validated it for me, and then it kind of made me have closure on certain things about my life. That was one of the values of my first year in Masters in Counseling Psychology class. Now on the flip side, it kind of, now I was these things I was learning in class, I was using it as a yardstick to evaluate my parenting, which kind of took so much for me in a way that I felt like a failure. I felt a terrible parent because I had this moment where I was like evaluating myself in the different stages of human development, or how I've failed as a parent, and of course now being told what the effects of that are for a child, and that was a lot to take. That was a lot to take. So and then 2022 happens.
Music
and
licensing reimagined.
And I think the heat of the moment for me was when by the beginning of 2022, children are going back to school, and then my daughter had this time stayed so far. Since I left Uganda, my daughter has now so far stayed in 3 different homes, and all these have come with their own setbacks or their own challenges. And I think that's where it just hit me like, oh my goodness, ever you've failed your daughter, you've failed your child. And like I said, as I know, all of us parents, we like I remember saying, I can't say it's the same thing for everything, but I'm this one parent like who my life is no longer about me. So the life I live, or the things I do, they are for my children. They're not for me now. Like that's where I am. And for when it hit me in 2020, beginning of the year, like how I failed, because I was not looking at, okay, this young girl has now moved through different homes so far. This is a sign of, this is a sign of instability, unstable family setup for her. And who caused this? Who brought her? Who has put her in this mess? It's me as a mother, it's me who has failed her. And then also looking back, like I've shared in the different videos or in the different platforms, like as a very young girl, I've always, I'm so big on family, and now I'm glad I've understood why I'm so big on family. And this is simply because I feel like I've never had a family, a place like I could call my own, like home. Like I've lived in an auntie's home, I've lived in an uncle's home, I've lived in all these different homes where, I was equally loved, the people, all these different homes that I've lived in, they did their best. But for me as a person, the feeling of our home was not there. It felt like this was Auntie so and so's home, this was Uncle so and so's home. It never felt my home. And growing up, I struggled to want to claim that. Like I struggled to want to claim to get that home, like to get that home that I could call home. My spirit can feel home. Every bit of me could feel home. And when it reached a point that I realized I wasn't going to get that, I told myself, I remember as a very young, I don't remember, very, very young age, was like, I was going to create this home for myself. I was going to build this home for myself and my children. And that is going to be from henceforward, when I have that opportunity to create that home or build that home. From that time henceforward, that was going to be my home. That's where I felt I was going to get the peace, the feeling of, you guys can understand what I mean by just that home feeling, like something I can claim ownership for, I can be proud of, I can feel the peace. So I promised myself I was going to create that for myself and my children. And I was so big on my children will not have to experience this life of mine, which life, it's okay, everyone perceives it differently. I have perceived it differently. Unfortunately, my siblings will think otherwise. People around me, my parents also have visioned it different, but I've visioned it my reality. It's my reality that I'm trying to express and explain to you guys. So yeah, and then that's when it hit me that even that dream of wanting to build my own family, wanting to have that family that I didn't have, now it's also not there. Right now, this was the beginning of 2020. It's also not there for me. It's also not there for this beautiful, adorable daughter of mine. That was a hard pill to take. That was a very, very hard pill to take for me. And then even like all this, like I was here working hard for that girl. I was here doing everything, my drive, my motivation, my inspiration, my spark, everything was coming in for this girl. And then 2022 happened, and I got this feeling, and it hit me that bad. I just couldn't take it anymore. So I was battling through these different emotions, which I could not express with anyone else, because I felt like no one would see it from no one would understand me or feel my shoes, or just no one would understand me. I remember, Patricia, kudos to you, Patricia, Dania, Patricia, Steffi, girl, thank you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I want to dedicate this video to Patricia and to Bella, my girl. Bella, 2020, Bella, you gave me peace. Bella, you gave me all the motivation. You gave me everything just by the way you took care of Bella. And yeah, just know you're my little sister. Anyone who knows Bella, who has access to Bella, tell that girl she has no idea of how much I love her, how much she means to me, how much peace she gave me in the year 2020. And then Patricia, of course, the struggles since I left Uganda, you being there for theater, you fighting my battles for me like the way you did. But in 2022, guys, sorry, in 2022, I even didn't have the strength to run to you, to have opportunity to run to you like the way I always do, because I felt like it was too much for me to put you through that. You've done your best. You'd really done your best over the 2 years that I was away. You tried your level best to be there for theater the way you could fit, despite all the challenges you encountered in that experience. So, and you were the last person. You're the last hope that I had. And when I lost that, of course, you know the story of how that played out like, because now theater was no longer easily accessible to you like she was before, where you could pick her up anytime, take her, give her the different treats and all that. So yeah, I just felt I failed as a mother. I failed her. Guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just felt I failed her as a mother. And then this also happening at a time where kids were going back to school. I was weighing, okay, what best can I do? Teta has her siblings that she cares so much about. Teta has these two amazing brothers that she cares so much about, who are currently living the life Teta deserves. Who are living the life Teta deserves, which belongs to her.
Artlist.io.
Being in one of the best schools, one of the best international schools in Uganda. I took that away from her, you know. It might seem I took it away from her for selfish reasons, but I know deep down my heart, I mean well. I mean well. I wanted this for her. But I hope I'll have time to, in future, to apologize to this girl of mine for having taken away that luxury, which, you know what's so sad is this is a luxury she has tested. She has lived that life before, where she could go swimming with her siblings if she wanted to, if they wanted chicken and chips for the weekend, they would want to. And most importantly, what hit me this year in 2022, the beginning of the year, was the struggles we are having for her school, the kind of school she's going to. I'm just like, this girl is supposed to be in this, she's supposed to be in this school where her siblings are with her siblings whom she loves so much, and they also love her back too, and you know, and they had created this bond. And you guys, I can't just say it all. Yeah, but that happened. So that happened, and I just didn't want to have this conversation with anyone else. And I feel like no one would understand me. It's just me in this, and I just like, no, I give up. So, and then that led to me getting withdrawing from people, from interaction with everyone else, because guys, I want to tell you guys that it was at this point in time for me where if anyone said, hey favorite, how are you, I can't hold myself to say, oh, I'm fine, you know, like I couldn't do it. It will just break me. Any small triggers, even random things, like when I'm walking around and I'm seeing people playing with their kids, and every little girl around Teta's age was just a reminder. And then you're having conversation with family and friends. They mean well. Their friends say, hi Fefa, how are you? Long time. How is Teta? That question strikes me to my heart, to my core. And being in a class of course, a mental health professional here, and even as I'm pursuing this course, I'm encouraged to have a therapist that I routinely visit even to manage my own emotions, because we are now at this time where we are now allowed to meet clients, to have interactions with clients and things like that. So which means they expect when you're overwhelmed with your own emotions, you should be able to reach out to have your own therapist whom you can always reach out to, also to handle those emotions and things like that. You guys, even I had sessions, I've had a few sessions in 2022 with a therapist, with my therapist, but I felt this wasn't helping me. And I know when my course mates are going to come across this video, they'll be like, really? Yeah. Nothing was helping me. I just wanted, and it was the best thing I did for my mental health, guys. It was the best decision also I took for my mental health, being cutting myself away from all the conversations that were going to trigger my emotions, and yeah, to the extent that even I had to cut, okay, not cut completely, but reduce. I ended up even reducing my conversations with my child too, because talking to her would make me feel terrible, and not talking to her would make me feel terrible. I didn't know how to strike a balance between all those things, but all the same, we have overcome. We have overcome. I feel my spark is coming back, my drive is coming back. I don't know, but all the glory goes to God. God in heaven is the one who takes the glory for all that has happened so far, and for me to even be able to have this conversation with you guys. I'm sorry for the breakdown, but that's how strong the emotions were. So my family, I apologized to my dad. My dad, he even got concerned. I remember he reached out to me. He's like, hey Feva, what's going on? No, my friends and family, it had nothing to do with any of you. It had just had to do with me and my emotions and how I felt at what point in time that I felt in that moment, So yeah, that was what it was. That was what had happened. And please, any friends and family who felt in a way like, oh, this girl, yeah, indeed I've not been myself because of what I just explained to you. It had to do with my daughter and the situations she's in, and feeling like a failed parent, feeling I failed her, basing on my own expectation of a family, my own dreams for my ideal family that I wanted to create, and that not coming forth at this point in time. And that was just why it was. But now that I've broken the ice for you guys, my apologies for anyone who felt responsible, who felt in a way about the change that I had going on. All of you, I love you guys so much. Thank you for those who reached out. Thanks for the support and thanks for everything. So this is the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, like I said, at Owning My Story, we're here to own our stories, however good, bad and ugly they are. So yeah, I just want to say that if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because we're going to keep expressing all these different emotions that we have felt, whether it comes to family, whether it comes to relationship, whatever life challenges we're experiencing, where I'll be throwing my own here to inspire. However, we can inspire ourselves. You also feel free to reach out to me to share your own stories or to share your own experiences, and by writing the comments in the comment section, or by reaching out to me directly through the email that will be available in the channel. And yeah, that's it. So please don't forget to subscribe. So yeah, that's it. Just know I love you guys, and we're in this journey. We are here to own our stories, however good, bad and ugly it is. So ciao.
Music licensing reimagined.